Okuma Town, Fukushima Prefecture. In December of 2023, the town came together to hold a relay race. Residents from neighboring areas joined in, with about 330 people participating. With 4 to a team, children ran 1.5 kilometers and adults ran 2 kilometers.
I'm used to running, so I wasn't very nervous. But I'm running for my teammates as well, so I'm glad I was able to stay relaxed during the run.
Along with neighboring Futaba Town, Okuma is home to the site of the Tokyo Electric Power Company TEPCO's Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station. As a result of the Great East Japan earthquake, which caused massive tsunamis to hit the coast, causing the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station accident in March 2011, all residents were evacuated. The relay race was held to revitalize the region through human connection, showing how the area has recovered from the disaster. 13 years after the accident, Fukushima has changed dramatically.
Starting with decontamination, we began rebuilding the town from scratch. Now, even the Okuma relay race is back, and I couldn't be happier.
Having the residents come back to their home area and seeing for themselves how far the rebuilding of Okuma Town has come through this event, I feel is another step closer to our full recovery.
Along the coast, projects to nurture new industrial frameworks are also advancing. This program shares the stories of the people in Fukushima working diligently to create a new future 13 years after the accident. April 2011. Immediately after the nuclear power station accident, evacuation orders and advisories were issued for approximately 12% of Fukushima Prefecture's total land. However, thorough decontamination works of radioactive materials began immediately. As of March 2024, all evacuation orders have been lifted except for restricted areas. By November 2023, specified reconstruction and revitalization base area status had been lifted for 6 towns and villages within the restricted area. Only 2.2% of Fukushima's total land remains under evacuation orders. The railways and roads damaged by the earthquake and tsunamis have been repaired, as well as the addition of new roads connecting the coast to surrounding areas. These are new public disaster housing facilities constructed in Okuma. Evacuation order areas established immediately after the accident have been significantly lifted, and efforts to return residents to their hometowns are ongoing. The Goto family lives in the new housing area. Goto Yuji, Goto Hitomi, and their 3 children. The Gotos lived in Okuma Town, but were forced to move to Aizu Wakamatsu City because of the accident. Due to the evacuation orders, they hadn't been able to return home for many years, and their house had fallen into disrepair, making it even harder to return. In April 2023, their daughter Airu's elementary school was scheduled to relocate to its original location in Okuma Town. The Goto family saw this as an opportunity to return. Both of the Gotos found employment in Okuma Town, choosing to start anew in this area.
Children have their own social groups among themselves. We didn't want to uproot them from their school and their friends. We didn't want them to be the only ones not to change their environment. That was one of the reasons for our decision.
The instructors are very, very dedicated to teaching. And if the school is moving back to Okuma, I thought we should move back as well.
The Gotos are now getting back to living a peaceful life in their hometown. The farming and fishing industries that had come to a halt after the accident are also resuming. Following the nuclear accident, Fukushima Prefecture faced import restrictions from 55 countries and regions. At one point, the export of agricultural products from Fukushima decreased by approximately 90%. To overcome the damage to its reputation, the prefecture initially implemented comprehensive radiation testing on all rice, as well as extensive monitoring tests on vegetables, fruit, and other produce. Today, trust in the safety of food from Fukushima Prefecture has increased, and by the end of February 2024, the number of countries and regions imposing import restrictions has decreased to just 7. The governor of Fukushima Prefecture, Uchibori Masao, has been visiting countries such as the United States to boost sales by promoting exports of Fukushima-produced rice, sake, and others, as well as actively dispelling reputational concerns among consumers through PR. Rice, peaches, and sake are just some of Fukushima's products that are prized overseas, and the prefecture's exports are rising steadily. Okuma Town, the site of the Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station. A French artist moved here in order to become a farmer. Her name is Emily Bouquet Namco. She moved here in 2021 and now runs the Milky Way Farms. Her goal is to pursue natural, ecological farming methods, not using pesticides or chemical fertilizers, but natural substances present in the environment to harness the inherent vitality of crops. She peels bark, placing it at the roots of a peach tree.
During this season, there's no grass in the fields, and the ground gets cold during the winter. So covering it in bark protects the plants and also becomes fertilizer over time. In summer, the bark also prevents moisture from evaporating too quickly.
Last year, the farm produced a variety of crops, including raspberries and potatoes.
This year, I'd like to sell raspberries, but the trees are still young, so they can't be shipped yet. This year, I'm also planning to plant new varieties of potatoes.
Emily arrived in Japan in April 2011, a month after the Great East Japan earthquake. She began working as an English and French language instructor in Tokyo and Yokohama. Hearing stories about Fukushima from a student who was from there was what originally piqued her interest in the area.
At the time, even the word Fukushima sounded dangerous, very connected to the image of the nuclear accident.
However, After experiencing the richness of nature and the beautiful scenery in Okuma Town, Emily decided to relocate here to pursue farming. She was able to rent farmland through the local government office.
Since I was a child, I've always loved nature. Every summer vacation, my family and I would go all over Europe or Canada to go hiking and camping. And being in nature taught me many things.
For a beginner like Emily, a steadfast ally was fellow farmer Matsunaga Hideatsu.
She started saying, "I want to farm in Okuma," and I didn't know what to make of her. I couldn't understand why someone would come from France to be a farmer in Okuma, but she was working hard to do it.
Impressed with Emily's passion for agriculture, Matsunaga shared his knowledge with her, sparing no effort in passing on his experience.
I think it would be great if what she's doing here shows people how safe Okuma is.
In addition to managing the farm, Emily also works as an illustrator to make art and merchandise. She uses social media to share the charms of Fukushima Prefecture and how it is recovering.
I'd like to change the image of Okuma Town. I think that doing ecological farming here, where the nuclear power station accident occurred, proves a significant point.
Located on the Pacific coast is the Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station itself. Every day, about 4,500 people work towards its decommission. The large-scale Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station has 6 reactor units on an expansive site. It served as a major electricity generation facility, powering the Tokyo metropolitan area. The accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station occurred as a result of the Great East Japan earthquake on March 11, 2011, leading to the spread of radioactive materials. At the time, protective equipment including full face masks were required in all parts of the power station. Now that decontamination has progressed, many areas only require regular work clothes and simple masks. Management of contaminated water is crucial to the plant's decommission. Water used to cool the melted and solidified fuel debris after the accident became contaminated, containing radioactive substances. These substances are removed from this water using systems like the Advanced Liquid Processing System, ALPS, until they meet safety standards. However, tritium, a substance that cannot be removed, is diluted with seawater to levels that meet safety standards.
This is the Alps treated water. We will dilute this with seawater and discharge it into the sea.
The Alps treated water began to be discharged into the sea in August 2023. Specialized pipes are used to discharge the water 1 kilometer offshore. With safety as the top priority, the discharge of Alps-treated water will be carried out over nearly 30 years. This is the Japan Atomic Energy Agency's Okuma Analysis and Research Center. Here, third parties separate from TEPCO's analysis of Alps-treated water conduct measurements to ensure that safety standards are met. Responsible for analyzing Alps-treated water is Inui Misaki. On this day, she reported on the research findings to date at a conference of experts in the field of nuclear energy. During her time researching water purification at Fukushima University, Inui experienced the Great East Japan earthquake firsthand.
I believed that I could utilize my experiences at the Okuma Analysis and Research Center and contribute to the recovery of Fukushima. I asked to be transferred to the center with this in mind.
The mandated analysis of Alps-treated water, including voluntary measurements by TEPCO, confirms that 68 types of radioactive substances have been purified to meet the standards for discharge. There are complex and wide-ranging analyses, including confirmation that the seawater diluted tritium is below the standard for discharge.
We were relieved when the validity of our results was firmly recognized and that the water could be discharged into the sea safely.
The IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, also conducts reviews to assess whether the sea discharge of Alps-treated water meets international safety standards from a specialized and objective standpoint. These reviews are conducted before, during, and after the discharge for the medium to long term. In July 2023, the IAEA submitted a comprehensive report to the Japanese government, concluding that the discharge of Alps-treated water meets international safety standards, and the impact on humans and the environment would be negligible.
This is an IAEA report. This is not a report which is approved by vote or by consensus. This is a report, it's a scientific, technical report, and I fully stand by all its conclusions.
Rafael Mariano Grassi, the Director General of the IAEA who visited the site, expressed strong commitment to continue ensuring the safety of the sea discharge of Alps-treated water for years to come.
We are going to stay here with you for decades to come, until the last drop of the water has been safely discharged.
It is expected that the challenging work will continue for 30 to 40 years at the Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station until the decommissioning is completed.
The most important thing is to maintain vigilance and ensuring there are no mistakes while continuing to release Alps-treated water. I believe that various activities aimed at fuel debris retrieval, which is the main focus of decommissioning, are yielding significant results. For example, if we can manage to complete the extraction of fuel from the spent fuel pools by the end of 2031, then we can truly shift our focus toward fuel debris retrieval afterward. Bringing together the wisdom of the world and advancing the work safely and steadily is crucial. We are determined and resolved to accomplish this task.
Launched in 2014, the Fukushima Innovation Coast Framework is beginning to show steady progress in the region. This is a national project aimed at creating new industries to revitalize those lost in regions such as Hamadori due to the Great East Japan earthquake and nuclear disaster. The framework includes 6 key focus initiatives, including decommissioning and robots and drones. Here are some specific examples. The Fukushima Robot Test Field, the core facility of the Robotics and Drones Initiative, has been established in Minamisoma City and Namie Town. It is a large research and development facility for land, sea, and air robots and drones, where environments such as disaster sites are replicated to test practical use. One of the companies making use of the facility is Tetra Aviation, which is advancing the development of an electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle, or eVTOL. eVTOLs live up to their name and capability. Put simply, They are the dream vehicles of the future.
We're developing an eVTOL that can travel 100 kilometers in 30 minutes. Our goal is to create a society where people can easily access places that everyone has always dreamed of visiting, allowing them to fulfill their desires to explore new places.
Tetra Aviation is currently in the midst of rapid development to achieve manned flight. The company has set up an office within the Fukushima Robot Test Field grounds. Employees hired locally are also contributing.
I think many people have dreamed of a vehicle that can fly through the sky. When I heard they were developing eVTOLs, I thought it was a dream job, so I applied.
I think this is really a cutting-edge company, and I'm proud to work together with them at the forefront of this new innovation.
It's wonderful to have places where small startups like us can conduct research and development in regions like this. I believe it's not just about eVTOLs, but also about industries like robotics and more, creating the industries of the next generation.
The Fukushima Innovation Coast Framework also includes energy, environment, and recycling initiatives. One example is a collaboration between IHI, a leading Japanese aerospace company, and Soma City in Fukushima Prefecture, the Soma IHI Green Energy Center, or SIGC.
This town was originally damaged by the tsunami. Instead of just rebuilding, we began the initiative with the idea of creating an innovative new town.
Here, they are running experiments on a new energy system. They utilize electricity generated by solar power to operate the adjacent sewage treatment plant. They use the surplus electricity to dry the sewage to produce fertilizer. They use the leftover solar power surplus to operate a device that electrolyzes water, producing hydrogen. This hydrogen is being tested for use as a carbon-neutral energy source for various applications. Furthermore, oxygen is produced during hydrogen production. And this oxygen is being utilized for land-based fish farming. The water used in aquaculture is then utilized as fertilizer for hydroponic cultivation, creating a nutrient cycle. And the same surplus electricity is even used for temperature control to enable food production through green energy. Another example of uses for hydrogen is synthetic methane. When hydrogen reacts with CO2, synthetic methane is produced. Synthetic methane, being the main component of natural gas, can be used to power existing compressed natural gas vehicles and gasoline vehicles. In Soma City, it powers a community bus for the elderly, playing a role as a means of transportation for locals.
The electricity generated here is used entirely for the local area, benefiting the community. This approach could reduce the need to transfer energy across Japan, leading to increased efficiency. Additionally, having a local power source means that in emergencies or power outages, residents can rely on their own electricity supply, providing a significant advantage to the community.
The Fukushima Innovation Coast Framework also includes the Hama Region Agricultural Regeneration Research Center as part of its agriculture, forestry, and fisheries initiative. Here, they demonstrate the results of research to resume agriculture in the areas evacuated due to the Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station accident. They closely measure radiation levels in the soil and crops of decontaminated farmland to ensure safety. They also facilitate demonstrations of research results and provide technical support to local farmers to promote the resumption of agriculture. The Fukushima Medical Device Development Support Center is part of the medical initiative. Various safety tests essential for development of medical devices are conducted here. There are a wide range of activities supporting the advancement of medical interventions and surgical procedures, such as training for physicians and other healthcare professionals using the latest equipment and facilities. On April 1, 2023, the Fukushima Institute for Research, Education and Innovation, or EFRE, was established to further develop the Fukushima Innovation Coast Framework. EFRE plays a role as a cross-functional control tower, coordinating activities of research facilities and other existing organizations located in Fukushima. EFRE's goal is to become a world-class center of excellence for creative reconstruction that will strengthen Japan's scientific and technological capabilities and industrial competitiveness, while embodying the hopes and dreams for the reconstruction of Fukushima and the entire Tohoku region.
In the first 7 years, we aim to establish approximately 50 research groups and bring several hundred researchers to the region. Through these endeavors, we are committed to dedicating our full efforts toward contributing to the creative reconstruction of Fukushima and the revitalization of Japan as a whole.
Fukushima Prefecture suffered a tragic blow from the Fukushima Daichi nuclear power station accident. However, people here are now challenging themselves to find a new future for Fukushima.
It's not just here. Fukushima has plenty of charm to offer, and I hope people see that. We'd love more people to move here.
We aim to cultivate highly skilled analytical technicians and make significant strides towards the decommissioning of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station.
Becoming known to people around the world as a town of robots and new industries is what I believe will finally achieve recovery from the disaster.
In January 2024, in front of the town hall in Okuma, a mochi rice cake making event was held to celebrate the new year. It has been 13 years since the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station accident. Step by step, people have begun to reclaim their once-lost way of life. The journey to recovery is still ongoing, but through innovation and resilience, they are paving a path toward the future with these new places to call home. This program was made possible by the government of Japan.